Officials from the Texas Tech University system are continuing their efforts to create a new veterinary school. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the steps being taken to make the new program a reality.
Many students worry about future employment after finishing up a college degree, but for students in one major, the workforce is just waiting for them to grab their diploma and get to work. Find out how one campus group is recruiting students to help influence the future next.
And the Red Raider basketball team look to continue their current win streak with a victory on the road last night in Oklahoma. MCTV's Ryan Heller will be in with a look back at that game along with some big honors for two other Red Raiders in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Cecy Garcia.
And I'm Austin Seat. Over the last year, the Texas Tech University system has been actively working to establish a new veterinarian school in Amarillo.
That's right, Austin. And yesterday, university officials headed to Austin to plead their case to the Texas Senate Finance Committee. On Wednesday morning, Chancellor Ted Mitchell and President Lawrence Guvenek made presentations to the Finance Committee on behalf of the university. Mitchell and Guvenek were part of a panel of representatives from the Texas Tech system. During the presentation, Guvenek and Mitchell laid out the plan for the vet school and gave the Finance Committee specific numbers that would be needed to create the new program. Right now, Tech is asking the Senate for $17.3 million to fund the school. That request resulted in a lengthy discussion about the necessity for an additional vet school in the state. Although no final decision was made about the funding, the Finance Committee will be considering the university's proposal during this year's legislative session. The next stop for TTU officials will be a meeting with the House Committee on Appropriations next week.
Back here in Lubbock, it's been a busy week around the Tech campus. Multiple groups have been holding events to get students involved both here on campus and out in the community. On Monday, the Student Activities Board held the annual volunteer fair in the sub ballroom. Starting at 10 a.m., students could stop by and meet with representatives from student organizations and local nonprofits. Attendees were given information about how they could be a part of the different groups and how they can serve Texas Tech, Lubbock, and the surrounding community. Monday's volunteer fair was just one of many events held each semester by the Student Activities Board.
So we're always planning something, whether it be a nightlife event like a concert or a daytime event like a hair bears or the stuff of critters that we have, and of course Spirit Traditions handles our homecoming and everything like that. So every day is filled with planning something new for our students to enjoy.
For more information on SAB, along with a list of all the events happening this semester, visit sab.ttu.edu.
Another university group also hosted a special event to inform students about a field of study that is looking for students to help fill a nationwide need. The Family and Consumer Sciences Department held FCS Educator Day on Wednesday in the Human Sciences Building. The annual event is a chance for the FCS department to recruit students and to encourage them to consider pursuing a job as a teacher. Members of the FCS department were also on hand to answer questions and provide information about the current need for FCS educators.
We have a national teacher shortage in family and consumer sciences, and this is a growing area in our secondary schools. Teachers teach in various areas of human development, family studies. They also teach courses in culinary and hospitality. They teach education and training related courses. So there are a lot of opportunities for individuals who might be interested in obtaining their teaching credentials.
The Department of Family and Consumer Sciences is a major in the College of Human Sciences. If you would like to learn more about the department or about the College of Human Sciences, visit hs.ttu.edu.
As of today, the end of the spring semester is just over 12 weeks away. Although for some students that may seem like an eternity, for many seniors, graduation is just around the corner. With that in mind, the Texas Tech Alumni Association held the biannual graduation fair this week. The fair is held each year during the fall and the spring semesters. Starting on Tuesday, students could stop by the McKenzie Market Alumni Center and get all the necessary details in order for spring commencement.
It's a one-stop shop for May graduates. They can get everything they need here, their cap and gowns, their class ring, their graduation announcements. We have the Career Center here in La Ventana. We have Liberty Mutual here that can help with insurance needs. We have a photographer here that can take your picture with your cap and gown.
The spring edition of the graduation fair wrapped up this afternoon, but plans are already underway from the fall grad fair, which is scheduled for September. If you missed this week's graduation fair, you still have time to get graduation details in order before the end of the semester. Just visit commencement.ttu.edu for more information.
Thousands of students live on campus here at Texas Tech in one of the university's 20 resident halls. But for students interested in escaping the dorm life, University Student Housing held a special event to explore options beyond campus. On Tuesday, USH held an off-campus housing fair in the Sub Ballroom and Red Raider Lounge. From 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., students could stop by the fair and visit with representatives from dozens of apartment complexes around Lubbock. Each of the apartments represented were given a booth where they could showcase the amenities they offered and provide information about rent, fees, and other costs of living. Many of the booths also featured giveaways, prizes, and games for attendees. The annual off-campus housing fair is hosted each year by USH and Student Legal Service. It's been a windy week here on the South Plains. We've seen wind speeds above 25 miles per hour all week, and gusts even got as high as 50 miles per hour on Monday.
That's true, Cecy. And unfortunately, that means we've seen a lot of dust in the air, stirring up a lot of allergies. So can we expect a relief from the wind anytime soon? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. Looking at the MCTV tower cam, there's more dust in the sky as windy conditions have continued today. We already see wind gusts above 35 miles per hour, and wind speeds may even get worse before sunset. Luckily, it looks like we may see a little bit of relief by this evening. If you're planning to go out for Valentine's Day, you can expect mild temperatures and cloudy skies. And winds will continue to drop as we get closer to midnight. Overnight, skies will stay cloudy and conditions will be mild with a low only dropping into the mid-50s. Tomorrow, the relief from the wind will be short-lived with gusty conditions expected to return around noon. Lots of clouds will also stick around on the area and temperatures will climb back into the mid-70s. But overnight, a cool front will swing through the area, dropping lows back into the 30s on Saturday. The weekend will kick off with a cooler temperature and breezy winds before gusty conditions return mid-afternoon. Gusts on Saturday are expected to reach 50 miles per hour, and that means we could see another dust storm through the afternoon. But on Saturday night, the winds will slowly begin to calm down, and we should finally see an end to the gusty conditions by Sunday morning. Sunday is looking like a nice mild day right now with partly cloudy skies and highs in the 60s. Sunday's cooler temperatures will continue overnight with lows dropping into the mid-20s. On Monday, we're in for another big change in conditions, with highs expected to reach the mid-40s. That means we're in for a chilly start to the day with temperatures staying at or below freezing until around noon. Overnight temperatures will again drop below freezing before a storm system moves to the area after midnight. When classes start on Tuesday, we could possibly see some snow showers in the area until mid-morning. Snow accumulations will probably not reach an inch, but the storm could cause some issue for a morning commute to campus. By noon, the snow chances disappear and temperatures will climb into the low 40s on Wednesday. The clouds will finally move out of the area and we can expect a lot more sunshine, but even with the sun, temperatures will only climb into the mid-50s in the late afternoon. Looking ahead, mild temperatures and more sunshine should stay in the forecast as we head into next weekend.
You may not be aware of it, but Texas Tech has one of the largest collections of public art in the nation.
That's right, Cecy. And the best part is that you can see most of those creations anytime you're on campus. MCTV's Jane McCulley has a special look at one of the university's most important collections.
Texas Tech University is home to the Red Raiders and its very own public arts program.
We're one of the top 10 collections in the nation. We've been ranked in the top 10. So we have a really well-known collection throughout the U.S. and to artists. So I do think when people come here, it gives them something to do.
The university has over 100 pieces of art on campus. According to Emily Wilkinson, director for the public arts program, the university has invested
over $12 million
into the public arts program.
To me, that shows that they are invested in art and they find it as something that's important because this isn't something the state mandates. This is something that Texas Tech has decided to do.
If you're looking for a way to get involved, the public arts program encourages you to download their app Art Trek, which is available on iTunes and Google Play. The app gives you the location of the pieces, background information, and allows you to play a scavenger hunt. If you find yourself taking a stroll through campus, whether it's on a college visit or you're simply just heading to classes, make sure you check out one of the many art pieces on campus, like this one of Zeus behind me. You never know what effect the art may have on you.
I really appreciated the functionality of the piece towards the building. Like this one's the experimental sciences, and it really kind of encompasses how you have to always have a different perspective and reflect back on your work and appreciate what really goes on into the sciences.
Schultz was a junior in high school when she toured the Tech campus. She credits the public arts program as to why she chose Tech over other universities.
And then I kind of got down to where it was between 2 or 3 colleges that were all fairly equal, and one thing that stood out to Tech was they actually put time and investment into their arts program and made it really feel, the campus feels like home.
Always evolving, the public arts program is excited to announce a new way to experience the public art this spring.
We are going to get an art cart, which is a little 15-person vehicle that will help us do tours around campus. The CH Foundation funded that.
For more information on the Texas Tech Public Arts Program, you can visit their website at texastech.edu/FPC or download their app. Reporting for MCTV, I'm Jay McCulley.
It's been a busy week for the Texas Tech basketball teams, and even though one team is celebrating a win streak, the other is looking for consistency.
MCTV's Ryan Heller joins us in the studio with a look back at scores and highlights from both teams in sports. Ryan?
Thanks, Cecy and Austin. The Red Raiders and Lady Raiders were both in action last night, but the women's basketball team sadly fell short against West Virginia, 75-72. Texas Tech headed into the fourth quarter with a 59-54 lead, but the Mountaineers finished hot by outscoring the Lady Raiders 21-13. They had a chance to send the game into overtime with a three-pointer from Sydney Goodson with 8 seconds left in the game, but that failed to go in. The Lady Raiders will now head to Lawrence, Kansas this weekend to take on the Jayhawks. The game will tip off Sunday at 2. The men's basketball team was victorious last night in Stillwater as they routed the Oklahoma State Cowboys 78-50. Jarrett Culver finished with 19 points and 2 steals. Matt Mooney was on fire with 15 points, going 5 of 5 from the three-point line. Tariq Owens scored 11 points and recorded 7 rebounds. They will come back home as they will take on the Baylor Bears. The game will tip off at 1, and if you can't make it to the game, you can catch it on ESPN. In tennis news, Parker Wynn has been selected as the Big 12 Player of the Week, defeating 3rd-ranked Mississippi State and number 19th-ranked Tulane. This is his first ever selection as a Big 12 Player of the Week, and the second selection of a Red Raider this season. Congrats, Parker. I sense more of those honors in your future. The track team also has a Big 12 Player of the Week selection. Senior Sarah Limp has been the 4th Red Raider to be given that honor. She secured those honors after her performance in the 400-meter run at the Texas Tech Shootout last weekend. She sealed the deal by running a 52.51. That was the 2nd fastest time ever recorded in program history. That hurdled her national rankings from number 12 in the country to number 5. The Tech softball team has started off hot, heading into this weekend 5-0. They will head to Auburn, Alabama for the Plainsman Invitational. On Friday, they will take on Drake at 10 a.m. and UAB at 3 p.m. On Saturday, they will face Auburn at 4:30 p.m. and Furman at 7 p.m. On Sunday, they will face Drake again at 9 a.m. Good news, people. Baseball is back. The Red Raiders are starting off the season ranked 3rd in the country. They start their season tomorrow against the Oregon Ducks here at Danlaw Field at Rip Griffin Park. Tomorrow's game starts at 2. Saturday's game starts at 3. Sunday's game starts at 2 as well, and Monday's game begins at 1. Sunday's game will also be televised on Fox Sports Southwest Plus. In sports news outside of Tech, there is a new football league that debuted last week. This league is known as the AAF, the Alliance of American Football, and it will be playing throughout the NFL offseason. The rules are pretty similar to the NFL, but it comes with a few twists. There's no kickoffs and no extra points, which means if you score a touchdown, you must go for 2. The overall ratings even beat 2 primetime basketball games, the Orlando Magic versus the Milwaukee Bucks and the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Houston Rockets. And they finished with over 3 million viewers. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Cecy and Austin.
Thanks, Ryan. So, Austin, do you have any special Valentine's plans for this evening?
Not tonight, sadly, but I do have plans to go to the Tech Baylor game this Saturday.
That's great. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.